Today, for this post, I'm attempting to explain what it feels like to have narcolepsy, and as bad as I look, I actually look good today. Um, the material or the pamphlets or the information says to understand the way it feels to have narcolepsy, try staying up for a day with no sleep, go to work. I'm sure you've done that in your life, gone to work with no sleep. But imagine doing it every day, day after day, after day, after day, with no stop. That's what it feels like to have narcolepsy. It's not sleeping. It even says up to 48 hours. It could be as bad as, it could feel as bad as up to 48 hours. So basically, I'm sleep deprived. I'm always sleep deprived. I've always been sleep deprived because it's a brain disorder. It's something in your brain. And it's very difficult to get the medication for narcolepsy. There's only one medication. There's two medications for narcolepsy today. I think they're working on some other stuff. But today, there's only two medications, and these are both highly addictive. But, you know, regardless, this is something that you need when you have narcolepsy. You have to take an addictive drug. When we take amphetamines, we feel as if we just woke up and we've had a good night, refreshing sleep. Sometimes. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes even that doesn't work. The amphetamine doesn't work. You can get a high tolerance quickly, so you have to take more and more and more, which is unwise to continuously take more and more. The best thing to do is to take what you have and then sleep. Take what you have and sleep. I'm not telling you how to take it, but if you understand what I mean, if you're sleepy, you understand what I mean. You take what you have and then you sleep. That probably sounds like bad advice, but just try being sleepy 24/7. Try that on. Then call me a drug addict. I dare you. I dare you to stay up for 48 hours. And I'm also talking to doctors. I dare you to stay up for 48 hours and then come to your job. And I'm sure a lot of doctors do understand sleepiness, because unfortunately they do have to go through this. So I beg you to remember what it was like to be sleepy all the time. And don't give your patients such a hard time. Good gracious, man. You want us to die? Literally. You want us to die? This is what it means to not have amphetamine. You will put yourself at risk daily. I don't have the cognitive ability to fend for myself, to think in ways that would protect myself. So to prove this, this has caused me homelessness due to the misunderstanding of what's happening to me by people that do love me. They don't understand the way I feel. They don't understand it. Maybe they might be getting it now, but typically they don't understand. It's very difficult to look at a person who's not in a wheelchair, or is not deaf, or is not blind, or doesn't limp, or doesn't have a limb missing, and call them disabled. Well, this is disabling. This is disabling. And I worked as long as I could with taking them like I'm supposed to, most of the time, amphetamine. Then it got to the point where even the amphetamine wouldn't work. And I'm talking brain, not just the way I feel. This is way deeper than that. The brain doesn't function correctly when you're sleep deprived. Your numbers, you can't add numbers, you can't think straight, it's hard to make decisions, you don't make good decisions, and you'll do anything. I mean, I would do anything to wake up because I want to live life. And this caused me to do drugs. And drugs that when I was taking them without a piece of paper, I was called a drug addict. But when I have a piece of paper, I'm no longer the drug addict. I'm taking medication then. But it is better to have a doctor's supervision, because that way you get to control it, you know what you have, and you tend to do less overusing of the medication if you have a doctor's supervision. Unfortunately, doctors don't want to supervise this. They want you to go through a mega test and everything, and you know you're sleeping. You have. I knew I had narcolepsy. I mean, I had there's 5 symptoms, and if you have even one of them, you could have narcolepsy. I had several of them, and one was those vivid nightmares, night terrors. The thing is, when we have narcolepsy, we never get restful sleep. The brain has about 4 stages, and I should have looked it up, but I'm too sleepy to really worry about it right now, and I need to let people know how I feel. So, say there's 4 levels of sleep, and one of them is a deep sleep. And then this sleep stage, your body doesn't move and react to dreaming and things like that. Now, when you're not in this deep state, your body will react to dreams and your mind, and you're going, so that's why you're sleep deprived. Because even though you're sleeping, you're still not getting deep sleep. This is what people can't understand. I saw you sleeping. How can you be sleepy? Well, because I have narcolepsy. I have a brain disorder. That's why I'm sleepy. I have a brain disorder. I was born with it. I didn't do anything to make it happen. I was born with that. And I can't help it. I can't help it. I can't help being sleepy. And I get a lot of hard times. I get hard times from people. They don't understand. They look down on me. But I'm just sleepy. I'm just really sleepy. Right now, I would just do anything just to be awake. And I won't even describe what I was thinking. There was a scene in The Godfather. Anyway, so I hope if you have narcolepsy, give this video to your family so they can know this ain't no joke. Family members of narcoleptic people, do not call them lazy. Do not say bad things about them not working. They can't. They cannot. Unless they have drugs. The only way is to open the mind, wake up. And caffeine don't do it. Caffeine's not enough. Cigarettes are not enough. Although they're stimulants, you can drink a whole pot of coffee, and that's just not enough. You need a narcotic stimulant to be able to wake up. I'm 57 years old. I've lived with this since I was born. And I was just diagnosed about 15 years ago. But all my life I suffered with it with no diagnosis and with no prescription of amphetamines. So I tended to reach out to things that made me feel better, therefore getting myself the label of a drug addict. This is what happens. Maybe your family member isn't a drug addict. Maybe they're just sleepy. Just sleepy. And if you want to know what it feels like, I challenge you to just stay up 24 hours and go to work. Just work the whole day. Don't Take the day off. Go to work. If you want to understand, I challenge you, do that. If you want to see the intense feelings of a narcoleptic, do the 48 hours. Then try to go to work. Try to be forced to go to work. Forced to work. Try that. That's terrible. It's the most god-awful thing. I see people on the bus that have narcolepsy. I feel so sorry for them. And that's the way you should feel for a person with this disease or this disorder. I don't think it's called a disease. I think it's a disorder of the brain. And I'm making this video because I just need for you to understand, if your family member has narcolepsy, don't treat them badly. Don't outcast them. Don't make them live in the streets. Don't do that to them. That's not right. They're sick. They can't help it. I've seen videos about narcolepsy. Those people didn't look like they were miserable to me in those videos, because I think it's because we try definitely hard to look like we're normal. We try to be happy. We try to be positive because we don't know what's happening to us. That's why we look normal and happy, because we try to. You don't have to try to be happy. You don't have to try to be normal. You don't have to try to be awake. You either are or you're not. And right now, I'm not. If I was to get behind the wheel of a car, I would probably kill somebody. I would definitely have a wreck. You don't want that, do you? Would you rather your family member kill someone or take some amphetamine? They can lose their driver's license because of this. Please, this is not well understood. A lot of people are suffering with this disorder. If you know someone, please tell them to go contact their insurance company and go get a sleep study done and go through the whole process. You may have to have 2 sleep studies, a day study, a night study. They're going to first try to tackle sleep apnea, and you could have it if you've gotten overweight from being sleepy, because, you know, who wants to exercise when you're sleepy? I don't. I don't want to get up there and jumping jacks while I'm sleepy. It's horrible. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to do nothing but get in the bed and just crawl up and just sleep. That's all I want to do when I'm like this. That's all I want to do. But guess what? Nobody cleans my house. Nobody makes my bed. Nobody bathes me. God forbid. Nobody puts my makeup on for me, and nobody brushes my hair. I have to do those things. And when you're sleepy, you just don't give a fruit. You don't give a fruit. You don't give a fruit. You can't. You're sleepy. It's terrible. It's awful. It's a horrible thing. And I've gone through hell because of it. Please, make your family member comfortable. Make them get the test. Help them. Don't criticize. Help them. Help them. When they're awake, then you'll see a different person. When you're on the proper medication, you're going to see a functioning human being. And you're going to love that. You're going to see a family member that is interactive with the children. You're going to see that. And it's better to have a doctor do it than to go to the streets, because I went to the streets because I was determined to be awake. So, I'm Tina. Probably should have said that in the beginning, but I'm too sleepy to think right. I can't think right. What, I should have brushed my hair for this video? Who gives a fruit? I don't give a fruit right now. I'm sleeping. All I care about doing right this minute is just crawling up in that bed, and I can't even believe I sit here and slunched over and did this video. Because my last doctor, in a low-down way, took my medication away from me, so Do I go to the streets or do I sleep all day? I don't know. What would you do?